Hello again, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. It's me, Jaco, again, just going through my inventory of the current state of my Bionicle comics collection. Now, here, we are seeing a little bit of change on these things here, like, from the Bohrok, who are really cool and stuff like that. We also have the coming of the Bohrok Kal. I almost said that for completely unintentionally exactly what the title is there, but maybe that's just how much it sank into my brain. um, this whole lore thing and everything like that. Now, there wasn't anything too much inherently different from the Cal to the original Bohrok. But a fun little enemy to come back there. The Queens of the Swarms were not quite ready to give up, and just like Mata Nui had created the Toa Mata, there is a fallback that they had. Of course, the Toa are now Nuva, but they're only powerful so long as their elemental powers are with them, and of course, as long as they're united as well. But that was completely shot during the last one that we had there for our comics. Again, divided we fall. Um, One of my favorites, I mentioned that in the last video there for us, but from my understanding, a lot of fans weren't exactly, keen on the whole Cal trilogy here for us. Now, the way my collection is here, you might actually think that I'm of the same mindset there for us, like, oh, he doesn't really have much of everything there for us. And that's a shame, because there was really nothing, like I said, inherently wrong with this trilogy for me at least. It was a new enemy. My brother and I just started getting the comics for ourselves and everything like that. We were happy to see another enemy come around. At the very least, I was. I'm not sure I could speak for my brother on that front, but it is very good for me. The only complaint I may have had about anything was the sudden shrinkage of the comics here for us. Now, I'm not sure why they were doing this. Maybe it was a money saving effort or something of the sort there for us. But this right here, I'm not really sure why there was too much issues. Now, in a way to kind of change from the last videos that we've been doing here, I'm going to probably talk a little bit more about these comics here for us. Just because there isn't that much to work with. This is just the trilogy as opposed to the saga that we had in the last one with the Bohrok. So we could probably spend a little bit more time on this. Now, these two comics that I have out of their little Ziploc bags, or whatever you want to call them, polyurethane bags or whatever. These are ones I purchased quite recently. I did it mostly to, replenish or get better copies of the comic books that I had for the Bohrok saga, and it came as a lot. So naturally, that means saving a little bit of money, and I went for it. But like with this particular comic, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer there so you can see. I'm not sure if this can be, the camera wants to focus a bit, labeled as a misprint. Just because if you look very carefully along the edge of the spine here, you can actually see the back cover as well. And, that's all fine and dandy, I suppose. But for somebody like me, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I do appreciate that I do have a copy of this there for us, as opposed to some of the older ones I have here. Like I said, my brother and I were getting these to read, not to sit there and look at. Now, probably the biggest example of such is this particular copy right here of issue number 12, May 2003. These, of course, are the last part of the All Our Powers Against Us, which I think was probably one of my brother's favorites, because I think he enjoyed the Cal at least as much as the Bohrok. They weren't too all that dissimilar. But I'll go ahead and pull this guy out here to show you what the problem with this particular comic is, because I don't know what happened to my copy, because we were both in the club at the time, or maybe it just never came in, got lost in the mail. It's been so long I couldn't even tell you. But right here, again, if it could focus a little bit, maybe if I back it up there a bit. Yeah, you see right here, the glare is perfect in this instance. I still haven't figured that out, so I apologize, but the glare helps you see that there's actually this thick bit of Scotch tape right here, and there's actually another one on another side here as well that you can see. Now this was a quick fix by me many years later, because like I said, I didn't get into the focus of trying to collect all of these things until like 2007, 2008 area or thereabouts. So what happened with this one is I think if I pick it up, the front cover is completely ripped off. So not really salvageable in too many ways, but unfortunately it is the only copy I have of issue number 12, all our powers against us. So, as great as this one is, I do very much need to get myself or my hands on a newer copy there. So this is definitely one that's going to be receiving a yellow sticky note that I've been mentioning kind of throughout. I've been putting the yellow sticky notes on the comics that do need replacement, and this one probably the most desperate need of a replacement, or at least a copy that is much better than this one there for us. Number 11, this would be my third copy of number 11 that I got from the lot purchase there for us. And this one's actually really good. I have zero to no complaints about this. So this one is definitely going to be getting bagged. And, I figured since the last video that I'd just get a bunch of these like previously pre-done, hopefully with a little bit more success in trying to seal all of these for us. And, it's quite simple that way. And, I just kind of leave them like that for now inside of its bag. And, I just kind of take the seal off later with the gloves off, since it's a lot easier to do with the gloves off. Since it's already in its, protective bag here for us, I really have no other complaints about getting that situated. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good there for us. Now, at least it completes the Kal trilogy there for us, as far as, what's going on. Now, but I think one of the particular reasons why my brother was fond of this one, and, I'm actually quite fond of this particular issue too, number 12, is because I believe it's the first time the Kanohi Vahi is actually introduced as part of art inside of a comic there for us. Not sure if I could find the exact page. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe it was the previous comic then. But right here you see Tahu in his Vahi, all red, which is kind of against other convention there for us. I wonder if I could get my hands on a red Vahi, or if there ever was one. Obviously, the legendary Mask of Time, I think, still referred to as a great mask in this particular one. Just to show an example here, I have a Tahu Nuva, with a Vahi on, and it's gold. It's gold, kind of like the one like the Metro News series and stuff. But I need to get my hands on a red one just to kind of mirror that comic. My figurine collection for them is not quite as advanced as the comic books. The reason why I'm doing inventory for the Bionicle comics now, so many years after since I initially started doing it, is because, I finally have all of them. This was very recently that I actually was able to acquire my hands on every single one of the Bionicle issues. And just running a quick inventory, because as you can see, or as I've explained to in the past, or just a few seconds ago actually, is a lot of these do need replacement. Issue 12 being Exhibit A there for us. It is in the most need of replacement. One thing I have been accumulating a lot of, as I'm, bagging and boarding all of these comics there for us, is a pretty large supply of these Ziploc bags, which I don't know if I want to reuse them. These comics have been inside of these for years. The reason why I liked using the ones with these like little zippers on them is because I would suck the air out of the bags to, I don't know if that was to help preserve it or what. Like I said, this comic stuff was kind of a back burner hobby for me. So I wasn't even sure what the proper methods were of, trying to grade them, or, trying to store them or anything. I've done a little bit more research now, obviously. I'm going through the process of bagging and boarding all of them. Some of them already have like grades to them, so you know that helps out a lot as well. And you know, I'll be getting better here with it. Like I said, I don't even know if the gloves are necessary because you know you run into issues trying to open certain ones here for us. In fact, I'll just skip that one for now and go to a much easier one. Like these are some of the first bags I started using. They were like some military issued ones or something like that. Story behind that later. But short story is yeah, I am a bit of a military brat, which hadn't really done too much to affect my collection of the books until a particular time period. When we get there, I will definitely bring that up. Just to explain some of the conditions of the books or what was kind of missing for the longest time. Now this one is definitely seeing its better days. You can kind of see along the cover here that there is some creasage, I guess. So there's creases there from whatever, maybe reading it in a poor way or something. But you know, the art though, even for these tiny ones, is fantastic. And I'm not sure if the smaller book itself has anything to do with that. But I do really appreciate it there for us. Just a sample page there for anyone who wants to see that. I guess it was Randy Elliott doing the art at the time, I believe. I'm not really sure. But these are some of the ones that we have here for us. Now, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say about the Kal saga. I know we were definitely still buying OG Bohrok before the Kal came around, but you know, I can't speak for Lego, but I feel like maybe it was something of like a buffer period for them. They were like, okay, we know we have better things coming. We know these Bohrok guys sold very well, so let's just kind of create some big brothers for them. Something that can, potentially threaten the fate of Madanui again. And I think that's what they were going for, and I think that's exactly what they did. Now, was it enough to keep everybody interested? I'm not quite sure. Now, this one is actually one that, is an original from when I got in the Lego Club. It's actually fairly good condition. Just taking a quick glance at it. There's a couple of creases just here around the corner because, I never learned to really turn the page from the top. I still do it from the bottom. This was probably my copy because my brother was the one who usually abused everything that he had there for us. Mostly because I don't think he had the collector mindset then. He was there for the story, man. He wasn't gonna let these sit up on a thing somewhere. Whereas, like, even with my Toa figures and things like that, I was always trying to keep them posed and things like that, just to make sure that there was no issues. Now, this newer one is even more exquisite. Like I said, the only bug there is this possible misprint of it here on the side, but maybe that doesn't even count. There's also kind of a line going through here. I don't know what that's about, but I didn't purchase these, and the person who was selling them as a lot wasn't like, oh yeah, mint sealed and stuff like that. So I wasn't going to complain. It's in much better condition than some of mine right now. So finally, there's just this bag, which I've been having a hard time opening with these gloves on. Honestly, this isn't one of the finer copies. I could probably take the gloves off, or figure it out right there. Let's see the condition of this one. I'm not really sure. Like I said, these have been in here for years. I've been using the paper cuts copies to read them, or even going online. But this one isn't that bad either at a quick glance. It has somewhere along the edges. The spine, though, is pretty impressive. It's really okay. It has some things there, but overall, for something that's been in the possession of children and going on for a long time, I'm going to say that it's actually a fairly decent copy there for us. But anyways, that's all I really have on the Kal. Some of my favorite enemies here that the Toa are about to face are coming up, and some of the best comics too, in my opinion. I mean, just based on appearance, not so much, you know, what's going on in them or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and seal these guys up. There's that glare again. Really ought to pay attention, but yeah, a little bit of angling helps with that. So this, I guess, concludes this portion of it, the Kal Trilogy. Now, our Toa heroes, the Toa Nuva, are about to face something even more dire. Taraga here telling me about it. Um, and yeah, some of the coolest enemies, I think, to ever pop out of the franchise there for us. I really enjoyed them anyways. But I'll get to that in the next video. For now, I hope you guys have a good one. Do take care now.